Hail Biafra. This is Biafra Liberation Army Network coming to you again. Please do subscribe, like, share, and comment.
So, Donald Trump emerges as the 47th president of America. I am really excited. Personally, I am happy because I told my friends that there's no way Kamala Harris can win. At the time when America is very vulnerable, you want to give what power to a woman like Kamala Harris that does not know her left from her right. It didn't make any sense to me. You know, they started selling different propaganda against Trump, that Trump does not like Africans. If he becomes the president, Africans will no longer have access to the US, blah, 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 blah. My own question used to be like, what do you want to go and do in the US? Your professionals should stay in Africa and work in Africa. They can go and gain knowledge outside, come back and implement what they learned. But that's by the way. Now, politics is a game of interest. Do you understand? What is my own interest? This is my interest.
I am fulfilling my dreams and becoming a pregnant dad. In the beginning, I had a few complications. She's been growing.
This is what I don't want to be seeing. Under the supervision of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, this world have crumbled down. Everything has turned upside down. All the wrongs started becoming rights. In America today, they have now started gender reassignments. For children, let's leave for adults, for kids. Do you know how crazy that sounds? Do you know how crazy that is? Parents telling their children that you are a cat.
My son does identify as a cat, but I cannot take him to a vet because I tried that, and the veterinarian told me that because he has human anatomy, that he does not know how to work on him or diagnose him with anything, and he legally cannot. So, and while I do think that is a form of discrimination, because, you know, my son, if he says he's a cat, he is a cat.
My child is a cat. My child is not a human being. My child identifies as a cat. I watched that video that day. I was like, what is going on? They started putting all these things in cartoon, started teaching same sex to to toddlers, children in primary schools. Putting it in their cartoons that it's okay for a man to kiss a man, it's okay for a woman to kiss a woman. Do you understand? It was okay when they were doing all these things in secret. It became crazier when these people started trying to force it into the other part of the world, like Africa. They tried to force it in Ghana. I think they later ended up doing it. They tried to force it in Nigeria and in Uganda. The immoralities that came with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. No wonder all those celebrities were following them. Beyonce, this one, all of them. We endorsed Kamala Harris. I was like, But thank God for the reasonable Americans that decided to pick the right person. I don't care. No matter how racist Donald Trump is, I will pick Donald Trump over Kamala Harris 1 billion times. That's number one. Number two, under the supervision of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, the world economy sunk. Because this war between Ukraine and Russia was avoidable. But instead of avoiding it, they kept on sponsoring it, pumping money and sponsoring these wars. Claiming the lives of innocent people, claiming a lot of people, family, mothers losing their children, wives losing their husband, a lot of things. Because of this war, Ukraine and Russia, look at the price of gas skyrocketed around the world. Around the world, under their supervision. See Israel and these people fighting under their supervision. Do you understand? So Trump coming into office, I want to believe that a lot of this, especially that war, stop all these lives that are lost, would stop. But my own interest, like I said, politics is a thing of interest. My own interest is this thing that they are doing to these kids in America. They are not giving them the right to choose who they want to be. Parents are beginning to choose for them. That's my own interest. I don't care about every other person's own. Just like in Nigeria now, the person I got interest in during the presidential election was Peter Obi, not because I like Peter Obi. The reason why my interest for Peter Obi is this, right? If Peter Obi becomes the president and if after 4 years he does not deliver, it will be easier to remove him from office. Do you understand? But we try everything. When they announced the results, we carried placard, we protested, hoping that the protest will be big as NSAS so that they can do a rerun. But it didn't work. Do you understand? So my interest did not work because I know say Don Jaga Python. If you collect power, if you not do it here, nobody if you do anything, bro. That is why. So shout out to Donald Trump. Even though you don't know me, I don't know you, I don't send your papa. But for the interest of the world, that's why I want you to become the president. At least nobody will be bossing Africans up that they must be agege. Nobody will force the same sex on us. Nobody will try to teach our children all those things, that it's okay for them to start doing all those things at those gender age. Nobody will tell, nobody start teaching children that they have any other gender apart from male or female. Yes. Nobody. Now, America, they have over 15 genders. Somebody said identify as fan and table. Crazy. What are your pronouns? What is pronoun? You are a man and a woman, for crying out loud. Welcome, Donald Trump. Thank you. Welcome. And if you decide not to let Africans come to your country, peace and love. They should sit down in Africa and build Africa just like the place they are running to. They should get knowledge. They can study there, come back and implement. The illegal immigrants, deport them. Send them back home. Send them back home. Peace and love. Don't play.
All right. That was a very dark man's position about, enlightening the emergence of Donald J. Trump as the 47th president of the United States of America. It is not this year we started agitating for a government, agitating against the government that impose a culture that is not our own on us. Yeah, that is what the Democrats has been doing in America. So I am not saying this because of anything that concerns America. I'm saying this because of everything that concerns us, we the Africans. So I'm speaking for what is affecting me, not what is affecting Americans. Because all these Democrats, they have been doing everything against our culture. We yearned for the re-election of Trump. That was in 2020. We said all these things in 2020. Unfortunately, it did not go to the ways of Donald J. Trump. And we love Trump. Just imagine when Buhari was president, you know how many times Trump won Buhari because of massacres, all these things that is going on in Nigeria. But the Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they don't even care if it is going to be possible. Let every one of us die as far as they achieve their agenda of bringing homosexuality, all those things into Africa. They will be okay. We said we don't want that. We don't want that. Anyway, our opinion might not have affected the US election. American people decided, American people choose. But we are happy to the choices they made. So we are happy that Donald J. Trump is the 47th president, or will be the 47th president of the United States. And another thing is, we want all this wars that is going on, all this killing that is going on in Nigeria, the Russia and Ukraine war that is making grains to be expensive in Africa, in Nigeria, because of the stoppage of importation of all these things from Ukraine and so on and so forth. They are not to put in place in Nigeria. Yeah, they are not to put in place. And I think by the special grace of God, we'll be able to see it through under Donald J. Trump. That is what everyone is just preparing to see. Let the war stops and let the world come back to life. There are a lot of things wrong with the world. The US is vulnerable now. Under Kamala Harris, any country could invade the United States and nothing is going to happen. Joe Biden is weak, but Kamala Harris is a woman. Nobody will open his or her eyes and hand power to someone they know that will not be able to protect the Americans. And if America is not protected, it's just like the world is not protected. We are suffering the effect of Democrats ruling in America. Down here in Africa, you might not understand what I'm saying. But if you are living in Africa here, you know what I'm talking about.